Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Riyadh 2023 group stage. We are about to wrap up the day here with some Group B action. And Winter, it wouldn't be right if we didn't end our ride here today on some NA Dota. We got TSM taking on Team Tundra. Of course, if you missed the news, Saksa is unwell. We wish him, of course, all the best, as he has been now 2 tournaments where he's had to fly home early. So hopefully he is going to be able to recover and make a full comeback at the next tournament that Tundra make an appearance at. Of course, we wish him the best. That being said, in his place, just like in Bali, it is NA's finest, Awi 2000, standing in here yet again for Tundra Esports. Winter, this is an NA versus NA matchup, tried and true. How do you feel about this game?
Tundra is on a rough patch right now.
Yeah.
TSM, on the other hand, I feel like they have shown a wide variety of drafts. I mean, I'm looking at their previous games. They're playing all sorts of different things. IO Storm, Chen Morphling, IO Lash. They played some Brood games. They have some Terrorblade Batrider games. They have some Timbersaw. It's telling me that they're not really sure what's working well. So they are just electing to try a lot of different openings, their draft openings.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean,
that can be problematic. I mean,
Tundra on the other hand, let me say this. Tundra on the other hand, they've only won 3 games, right? And guess what hero they've only won with? Pango. Pangolier is the only hero they managed to win with.
Pangolier's tends to be a good hero, doesn't he? A one-patch team, but when they finally get their grasp on what they feel like is strong in a meta, they do seem to really excel, and they come into their own, and they're all in form. Until then, when they are picking a diverse amount of heroes and going through the paces, and unfortunately not playing with their full roster, it does seem to quite affect them, as I would assume with any team.
Pango is banned. GG. I didn't realize
first ban from TSM at that.
Oh. I mean, 9, he definitely has a very weird, unconventional hero pool, from the mid lane. I feel like you said that Tundra takes some time to find their groove in the patches, but sometimes I feel like they just see the game very differently, and they have a very different approach compared to the other teams. And right now, what I feel like is happening to Dota, it's like teams are getting so good to the point where there is actually a better way of playing Dota and more efficient way of playing the map, and it can only be accomplished by picking certain heroes. So if you feel like you just want to play your way, so that might actually be a huge problem for you to accomplish that.
I guess I see where you're coming from there, right? But that does assume that there is a solution to Dota. Let me ask you this, Winter, and I want to keep this side discussion brief because it is highly irrelevant. But do you believe that one day chess will be solved?
Yes.
Okay. In the same way, then, I feel like you're using that kind of logic to determine that there is one best way to play each patch. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, but every time there's a patch, things are gonna change, and you might not have enough time on the same patch for it to be fully solved. Sure, sometimes you get the same patch for 2 years and people are angry, but it's not gonna happen.
Those days are behind us, though.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen again. I feel like there's always going to be a patch every couple of weeks or months, and things are gonna change up. Sometimes you open up the patch, you see like only a small change to certain heroes like this patch, but the whole meta at least for the pro games, shifted. A lot of the heroes moves, and the game just feels completely different, and it's very refreshing, as a player, as a viewer, that things are moving every month. Things are changing. You have to adapt.
Okay, I mean, I get what you mean by that. I just wanted to see if I could push you to start talking about chess or something even like tennis again. And yet here we are, a very common couple of openers, aren't they? Tundra back to the, Enigma, that of course Awi can play, so this is going to be a flex for the team. And TSM, I think they were ready for this, that Rubik immediately on, 6th pick, opening up with the Timbersaw, as Tundra get their hands on 4 and 8 Snap and Enigma respectively. Problematic for the Enigma, but still can definitely find a purpose for this hero. This hero, are we ever going to stop seeing him picked first phase so frequently? Until the patch, anyway? Is the hero really this good?
You're talking about Enigma, right?
Yes, I am talking
Yeah,
about
and
Enigma.
Enigma is he's very very highly contested right now because all the other heroes that were picked in Bali they all got nerfed, and you're trying to find a substitute like an offlaner that you can reveal right away, or a flex hero, and Enigma just fits that bill. You reveal the hero, you don't really tell the opponent much. You don't really know where the hero is going. Is he a support? Is he a offlane? Is he a 5, for instance? And he has a lot of value in the draft, and he can also at the same time be a win condition if your draft has nothing to stop BKB Black Hole. And
Right.
the other thing is the Twin Gate, because you can pull the wave back, so it's easy to gank using the Twin Gate.
Feels a bit difficult though, right, at this stage, because you do get your hands on the Enigma, but you end up letting through heroes inevitably, like this Timbersaw, right? And even if you are a support or an offlane Enigma, it seems like he does struggle to kick a specific subset of cores in out of the lane, right? We've seen this time and time again, and how problematic that can be when you're an offlaner or a support like Enigma, and you're not really able to be free around the map, because your tower will get pushed by a Timber, or your tower will get pushed by, I don't know, some illusion hero that you don't really shut down. It feels like the answers to the Enigma sometimes cause bigger problems than the Enigma offers you.
I think Alchemist, a hero like Alchemist would be good. A hero that doesn't have cooldown. So whenever Enigma uses Black Hole, then you're able to then use that timing. Or Ursa, for example. You get Roche or you get objectives. I say Elk because Elk can do both. He can kill towers. He's pretty fast paced. With the Grievous Greed, you kill Roshan. And every time Black Hole is used, hopefully not to kill you, and then you can you can do a lot of stuff on the map. So that's what I would lean towards the direction of the draft when I'm looking at Enigma. It's not just about, oh, we need to have Rubik, we need to have Global Silence, we need to have a Winter's Curse to deal with the Black Hole. I think that's on the surface, that's true, but when you dwell into a deeper level of the strategy, then you want a draft that is allowed to play without cooldown so you can abuse the Enigma.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see what you mean there. I was more referring to the cores that get picked into the Enigma, right? Because he does kind of condition a certain type of core to be played. No longer do we see like these Wraith Kings. Medusa even has fallen off quite a bit. But it's these laners that aren't going to be super vulnerable to like the Eidolons, right? They're somewhat sustainable in one way or another. And that's what I was getting at in terms of like the core responses to Enigma. That he kind of invokes tend to cause problems for the rest of your heroes. I do like your discussion though on cooldowns, and taking a look at the bans. There's the Doom quite cooldown dependent, right? But the Bloodseeker definitely one of those heroes that can kind of just do everything, right? He might be a bit more dependent on BKB timings when he does need to commit for these large fights, but relatively speaking, that ulti of his is not really the longest cooldown, is it?
Yeah. And do they have a Meepo player? I kind of like Meepo against Enigma, even though in theory Enigma can destroy Meepo in team fights, but it's all about like the pace of the game, right? Meepo is a hero that you can constantly use and fight. Looking at their heroes, I think they're probably not gonna pick Meepo. They have not sure if it's because they don't really have a Meepo player, or they just really don't rate the hero very highly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what do they do here. They have Rubik, so you want like a melee initiating hero if you can, but they're still gonna double down on dealing with the Black Hole, Silencer, Rubik.
Yeah. I mean, that'll certainly, I mean, it gives you a good option. This support duo Rubik Silencer I've seen quite a few times as well at this event, probably even with the Timbersaw. So TSM getting quite a meta favored lineup. And again, this is kind of what I was getting at. Like the responses to Enigma all feel pretty decent these days, right? You can think about what the Silencer brings. Like, yes, a solution to the Enigma, but he also cancels. Pardon me, kisses early. Not like you can really use it if it's Enigma core, but just kind of theory crafting here. He's a hard counter to a lot of the spirit styles, mid laner, to your spirit breakers. Like these kinds of heroes that want to go in and be a second live initiation for the Enigma tend to struggle into it. But here's a Tundra strategy. Now this is looking like a Tundra lineup. Naga Siren, Song into the Black Hole, into the kisses, Enchantress to win you the lane and to punish the Silencer pick.
Funny you see that. You know what I see? I see the Tundra split push, the Enigma with the Eidolons farming your jungle, then the Naga illusions cutting the wave, and then at the end she's pulling the wave when he's dead, pulling the wave away so you can't hit the tower. That was what I was seeing. That's the same side of the coin. I mean, the different side of the same coin, you know.
Yeah, you choose to see the darkness, or I choose to see the beauty. You know, I want to see the big team fight here for Tundra Esports. It does leave them a bit more vulnerable, of course. One of catching Silencer inside of this song or killing him, and secondly, of course. What was the second one? Oh, right. They're cooldown dependents now, quite a bit, aren't they? Especially against a hero like a Storm, where your catch is kind of lacking. Pair this alongside a Timber Saw with a global silence as well to potentially be used aggressively to cover a Storm Spirit's initiation. I'm liking this TSM draft quite a bit. I don't know how you feel about this one so far.
I agree. +1. We are teammates, you know. We always back each other.
That's sure thing. Sure thing.
No, I mean, just based on the draft, like you said, yeah, there's no catch for the Storm. You have to get a row of ATOS on snap. Even then, that's not entirely 100% reliable most of the time, because Storm can zip and dodge the row of ATOS. And with the global to back the Storm up in the team fights, Storm is going to have a good time just jumping in, dealing with the illusions, killing the backline, Snapfire, and Chantress. This is definitely worrisome for Tundra, you know. They have to find a solution that has at least some catch for the Storm.
Some AoE control catch. It's difficult. And again, this is what I'm getting at, right? When I say picking the Enigma, sometimes like if you don't have a bespoke strategy, if you're just kind of like picking the Enigma, as I don't know, Tundra, like they 8th pick this Enigma, and I'm not sure if it's really going to be as powerful as they expect it to be.
They have like too many ideas on the hero. Sometimes you just need to simplify. Okay, we pick Enigma because of this purpose, you know, and then just stick with it instead of trying to bounce around. And right now, they're gonna need like some tiny or some melee hero to at least help them initiate and gank heroes, you know. Otherwise, this Enigma Naga, like you said, very very cooldown dependent. And what if the game has very little team fights and it's all about like trying to catch the Storm, and you don't have the right heroes to do that? Then you're gonna have problems.
It's about the skirmish or something else. Illusion Hero might be incoming here, by the way.
There goes the Tiny.
Yeah, Tiny banned out. So that Gyrocopter ban has me leaning towards Illusions. What are they going to pick?
Gyrocopter ban?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you already have Illusions with the Naga Siren, and it will be the Spirit Breaker. So that's some catch control for the Storm.
Okay. At least they have a stun right now. A very good hero at forcing the global silence in a very bad manner. Which is
true, and it's a hero, and this is a real weakness of the Tundra lineup so far, where like Silencer, if it got to a stage of the game where TSM really needed him to, they could just have the Silencer sit in the fountain, and when the song comes out, he just pops, he's ready on global to make sure that the BKB black hole doesn't follow suit, right? But with Spirit Breaker now, Silencer, I mean, I guess he can still do that, just literally sit in the fountain. But if he's anywhere on the map, if Tundra are able to get their good wards out or split push with the Eidolons and the Naga Illusions, Spirit Breaker can take advantage of that and get right on top of the Silencer here and try and prevent that from happening. So at least they're addressing that big plot hole basically in their lineup. I like that about the pick quite a bit.
Yeah, for TSM right now, it's all about like finding a carry. There's still Juggernaut. They can kind of keep up with the Naga in the team fights. If you get the healing ward off, maybe you can survive, you know, during the black hole. And obviously, if you don't die, then you get your Omni Sash off with your level 20 talent, then you'll be full HP once you come out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Any other illusion killers here? Not really seen any. Oh, the Medusa. Okay, I was talking about how we don't see a ton of this hero these days, but she still is, you know, kind of the biggest stranger rather to the.
He's one of the better carries against the black hole. If you can actually click the R button before the Enigma jumps in, or you can just tank it, you know, face tank it with your mana shield. She's also pretty decent at dealing with the Naga Siren illusions with your split shot, with your Mystic Snake. Your timing should be much faster against the Naga. Like eventually, if it gets to like a very very late game scenario, Naga against Medusa, it can also be very annoying for Medusa because you just chip her mana off with your illusions with Diffuser or Disperser, and it can also be very hard for the Medusa late game. But on the other hand, I would say that first 20-25 minutes is if the Medusa gets a good start, or at least a decent start, you get to your Manta butterfly timing relatively early, then you can try to end the game before the Naga becomes a relevant factor.
The one weakness that I am really seeing here with TSM's lineup is the Timber Storm. They both want to go in, but they don't really have like I'll just name them. They don't have Coddle. You know, to really give that sustained
Gas
mana pool
station.
to the Storm, the gas station, the pit stop, whatever you want to call it these days, right? Timbersaw as well, like with a Rubik and a Silencer. Again, pretty decent supports, and the counter initiation's really strong on these guys, particularly. But in terms of like the run at you heroes, it's really just Timber and Storm with a Rubik and Silencer that are going to be kind of trying to hang out of those coattails and be the follow up that they really need. Considering the counter initiation of like a Storm Spirit and a Naga Song might present difficulties for TSM. That is the one weakness I'm seeing here. Other than that, I quite like this TSM lineup, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like if the early game doesn't go well for them, because they're laning against Enchantress, Enchantress can definitely ruin or give you at least a pretty hard time in the early game. And Rubik Silencer, then not the strongest in the lane. They're decent, but not Enchantress level. Enchantress is on her own level. She's gonna bully most of the heroes in the lane and give her cause a better start of the game. So as long as they can survive that phase, I feel like the Rubik Silencer would provide a lot of value, with the Timbersaw and the Storm in the
Certainly,
mid game.
yeah, certainly. And I think it'll be up to TSM to play again, basically between the Storm and the Timbersaw to make sure that really doesn't happen. And try and connect. I think rune control is going to be uber important, right? This game to give TSM as big of a buffer as they can to make sure that they don't really get into this late game Naga Siren timing that you're kind of talking about.
Yeah, mid lane is gonna be like a Snapfire against a Storm. Snapfire should have a pretty good start initially, because the Storm has to come near to get the Remnants to last hit creeps, so you would be able to abuse with the Scatter Blast. So I feel like the Snapfire should have a good start this game, as long as you get rune control, you have a SB.
Right.
SB can help you in terms of that, and you have also Enchantress to get the other rune. So early game should be Tundra favored with the SB and the Enchantress.
Interesting. I mean, on the SB, point granted, no argument there. Well done, right? I think one aspect where people generally underestimate this Rubik is I think this guy, I mean, he's not up there. He's not as S tier as a rotator as your Earth Spirits, your Baras, your Tuss, or your Shakers, but I think he's definitely A tier. The amount of damage you can do with a simple telekinesis onto a mid laner, like, can really, shake things up quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing, especially for how good a Rubik player Ari is. Remember, he wowed us in the TSM match we got to cast earlier, right? I'm looking forward to seeing what he can get done here and how he can look to try and out-rotate the Bara, and will be a challenge, but we'll see how he goes there. Aoi, of course, he's the biggest nerd in Dota 2, I think is basically fair to say, although Gunnar is a really big nerd as well, to be honest with you. But Aoi's certainly up there, and he's read the patch notes. He knows Nature's Attendance. It's the way to go. Against two supports, though, who are going to continue chasing him down into the trees with a second Blood Grenade. My goodness. Into the trees he goes with that 290 move speed, outmaneuvering TSM.
I'm not even sure if this is worth it. They're using two supports to chase down one, and look at the silence. Yamato is like, where is my support? He's pinging. I'm pretty sure he's pinging right now. Guys, I'm a Medusa.
Well, it's worked out well for Aoi, right? He's going to be able to... He drops all of his GG branches, backpacks, everything, including the blood grenades, which does give him additional 100 HP.
For them to chase him down. And right now, everything is going to resume back to normal. Dusa's going to get her support back to the lane, but the Enigma's already denied 4 creeps, so that is not good.
No, I mean I think that's pretty run-of-the-mill Enigma behavior, though, don't you think?
Yeah, but if you have the support there, you're probably not gonna deny so many. You're gonna get one melee creep, and then the support there. I'm pretty sure you'll make a difference, and you can get more last hits in the creeps. But because the support's not there, you can just straight up bully her with the Idolence and the SB.
Just checking in mid lane, 9 doing well as you would expect, really, to be honest, on this hero. Bryle, again, is going to have difficulties considering the nerfs, especially to the Vortex, against these kind of positioning-based heroes, like a Snapfire who can just kind of cookie away from you, will present difficulties. But again, I think this is kind of just a you farm, I farm kind of a matchup. Not expecting mistakes, really, from either of these mid laners here.
Yeah, but I think the Snapfire should have a higher chance of killing the Storm since you have SB on your team, you know. I think the Storm has to
Yeah.
be a lot more careful and conservative with the way he's playing the lane.
Now,
Yeah.
33 is on the Enigma, right? He's one of the more self-sufficient heroes, much like this Timbersaw once you get to a certain stage. So, you know, he can afford to kind of charge around the map, look for those kinds of openings. We'll see if he wants to go before the power rune timings. Is that what you're predicting here? Is that what you're getting at?
Most likely, you know. I feel like 6 minutes is fine, but ideally, even before the Storm gets his level 6, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, if you find a good opportunity to kill, I think you should always do it. Enigma doesn't really need the SB in the lane, you know. If anything, he wants the lane to himself. Solar XP.
He does. And in fact, he wants to do a good bit of pushing as well, Winter. If you check out what 33 has queued up, it is going to be the classic 33 Zoo. Wants to run that Helm of the Dom build here on the Enigma. Kind of bucks the trend of either Aura or Blink BKB Enigmas we've been seeing for the most part, I feel.
I think this game he feels like his early game is pretty good, so he can use it to pressure and get towers. Once they get the towers, they open up the map, and you have Naga, illusions running around. You have Enchantress creeps. You have Boost of Travel, Snapfire. I think this is a very Tundra way of looking at the game at 9. He's trying to pressure Brawl, pops the cliff.
Pretty good. Ryle holding on to that Fairy Fire and a couple of more tangos will probably have to make the trek on home. So still a win there for 9. As Shimato is burned of his mana. Not a ton of range anymore on those Eidolons, however. And he's going to be able to receive a couple of mangoes and get back to a decent amount of HP. Tundra's starting to really whittle down TSM in a couple of these lanes, though. Might be a sign of what's to come here, especially like you're saying with 33 going for this Helm build. I really like that idea, right? Just kind of trying to punch a hole in this bottom side of the map. Medusa is going to struggle eventually against trying to kill and take down those tanky. Issue that Tundra are going to really have to face is how strong they can be in this top lane, but Ahri is in trouble. Skitter taking that point in the ensnare. Zowie continuing to give chase. Kasane, though, is threatening to go for more damage here onto Skitter, but lack of trees is making this difficult, even with that level 2 warning death.
He didn't have lift on Rubik.
I guess not. It went for the Arcane Supremacy. Yeah.
What the hell? Must have been a misclick.
You think? This used to be the more popular option.
Sure, I'm not sure in this lane. I think in the lane where you feel like you can dominate, but against the Enchantress, I feel like having the lift is actually more valuable. And also you're also laning with a Timber, right? The Timber needs you to disable for the kill.
Yeah, I suppose so. This is just, I guess, values the cast range to be able to trade a bit more effectively as Kasane. 1 point in reactive armor in the Ring of Health. Honestly, he's doing just fine. It's falling a bit low, I suppose, but I don't think that Tundra is going to be able to collect a kill on him this easily. It is nighttime, Winter. First wagons are in the mid lane, now arriving.
Snaking.
Of course, we are approaching. Yeah, I was about to say. It's rotation time out from Snaking. 13 denies, by the way, on 9, and 18 on 33 as the Kiss is coming through. There's that level 6 out from 9 first, and the Kiss is connecting a first blood 5.5 minutes in. A nice one here for Tundra. They're not going to complain about the wait there, especially as it'll very likely result in them receiving control over the runes.
Yep, excellent usage of the level 6 power spike there on 9. Getting the kill immediately. Storm's he was actually a little bit
pretty far
catchy.
behind.
Yeah,
he's
so
far behind on levels.
Yeah, I feel like once he saw the level 6, he needed to like back off right away. Like he wanted to get that last hit.
Okay, does find a bash. Is going to be silenced eventually here by the last word with 9 giving chase. Blood Grenade into the charge. Rotating through is Ahri. Has level 3. Is saving a skill point. There's the telekinesis, but as soon as you apply forced movement to the cookie and effectively dispel it, it applies the stun instantly. So the stun's still connecting there, but not enough damage to find the kill on a Whitemon.
Yeah, but like you said, the Storm is really struggling at the moment. Still not getting his level 6. That's a stack here.
That's nice. That should get him level 6. Whitemon's just going to have to leave. Leaves him a little bit more poor in terms of experience. But a kill on bottom in the meantime as 33 and now Snaking free to rotate around the map with the Silencer forced to try and stack and help recover the Storm Spirit. Does leave the Medusa very vulnerable. And Winter, they're getting ever closer and closer to this Helm of the Dominator. 33. I mean, we know he likes to play these Zoo heroes. Enigma certainly has that playstyle still available to him this game.
Yeah, and Medusa's early game is a lot weaker right now after the nerf, so they're gonna need to help her. She's gonna get charge pressure. There's a black hole available.
That there is not enough mana for the black hole, but now they have enough. Black hole onto
Nice.
2 here. Mana burn from Timado, snaking, turning, punching, and cleaving right through that Medusa with Ari quick to fall with the Eidolons beating through the Archmagus. 2 dead on the side of TSM as they have yet to be able to respond here to the aggression from Tundra in this early game.
Yeah, very nicely done by 33 there, landing the black hole on 2, and right now Dusa has no TP. Where is she gonna go? She doesn't really want to jungle without more points in the split shot, but I feel like there's nowhere else to go for her. She can't go back to the lane. She's gonna die to a Spirit Breaker charge and a Malefice.
Has to even smoke out. I mean, 0-2 and 0 now. Timado really going to struggle, especially...
Timber is the only hero that has a good game right now for TSM.
Very true, and he has managed to take down that tower. 33, though, with the completed helm on his way now, he's going to start to really, you know, TSM is going to start to feel his impact on the map a lot more now. And with Bridal still kind of struggling, it's TSM who still find themselves, you know, needing to find an opening into this game. This Timbersaw, he'll probably stay top for a little bit longer unless Tundra decides to try and really carelessly push for a tower. Ryan will lose his ward as TSM at least trying to set up here around the mid lane, but things are they're going to get a lot more difficult before they get easier for TSM, I suspect.
Yeah, I feel like Kasane has to kind of start to realize that he has to sacrifice his own game to defend the towers, even though it will mean that he's going to get less farm so that Dusa and Storm can actually get more space on the map.
That's right.
Like I feel like there's no other play right now because the situation is actually just so dire. Okay, behind at 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's rough. Can you just go with Vanguard? Is that enough? Vanguard level 2 reactive armor. You have a lot of damage with the max Whirling Death. He is now going to give chase. This is just an AoE kill. One that TSM will be happy to collect as it is their first notch into the kill board here against the side of Tundra.
Yeah, any kill is good for TSM right now. Anything they can get on the map.
You're going to try for a kill into 33. This would be pretty significant. Doesn't have Black Hole for 70 seconds. He has a Centaur Conqueror harassing the Medusa underneath the tier 2 tower. I think 33 is going to be a little bit too mobile here, and has chosen a good path here of exfil. Underneath an Observer Ward, though, it's so difficult for TSM to try and connect onto this and make anything happen, though. Spirit Breaker in the vicinity, Aoi as well, and in the mid lane pushing is 9. Short range zip is actually going to trigger some aggression out from the side of Team Tundra. Good avoidance here from Bryle, but 33, he's got the Dark Troll Summoner, sets up for the root. The kiss is now onto Bryle, just 2, and although Ari cancels it immediately with the telekinesis, it's enough for the kill onto Bryle. 33, he's going to be worth a pretty penny if they can actually kill him. Timado one right click away from securing it as the Rod of Atos already done from the Snapfire, preventing him from being too easy. 33 taking down here to the Arcane Curse, but the regeneration granted by the Helm of the Dominator keeps him alive, Winter. He is going to live through this. Unbelievable engagement there from Tundra.
Yeah, and he munched the Tango down, so there was actually no way that he was going to die there. This is really, really tough right now for TSM. They have to try to figure out how are they going to get level 6 on their supports. Look at their supports, man. Silencer is level 5. Rubik's level 4.
Yeah, this Rubik level 4 is the most painful thing. That is the one downside when you start rotating on a Rubik, where if you're unable to really, you know, turn your rotations and have them bear fruit, as obviously he has struggled, he's kind of just a stacking machine, and this hero needs levels. Feels awful without the experience. He does mess up on the stack there a little bit. Ancient's already triple stacked for himself, but does stack the hard camp the once.
I mean, I feel like, again, you know, Kasane, he has to come and do something. So far, he hasn't really rotated away from his lane. I know when you're playing Timber, you feel like you don't want to ruin your own game, but I think there has to be a balance, right? You need
Something's got to
team.
give, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
The Storm and Dusa are having just way too bad of a game. You have to really try to figure out how you're going to help your team.
Yes, Medusa. This Storm really struggling. And Skitter's off to just a fine start, isn't he? 0-0-0. He's already got the Yasha online, so he'll continue to farm this. The Global is out. Bryle with the initiation wants to get rid of Aoi 2000 at the first. We'll be able to do so. So far, Aoi, designated feeder for Team Tundra. He is attributed to 100% of the kills that TSM have gotten their hands on. Counter initiation now coming without the global silence here. Whitemon very weak underneath the tower. Kisses now coming on through. Ari out of range to cancel it. Within range of the Kisses. He's going to go down. Bryle looking for a kill on a Snaking, but 33 is here with a black hole. Just barely catching Bryle now. Double commitment on the ultimates. Another bash and into the scatter blast. Down goes Bryle. That is his third death here this game, Winter, and he's going to lose his tower to that insult to injury.
Yeah, the Storm is having such a terrible game right now. And again, like I feel like the Timber has to come and help, you know? Like he came over, he was nearby, but he was jungling, and then he decided to go back top. Like I feel like when they were pushing the tower, Tundra, they were hitting the top, the Timber had to be like, he had to TP down, just make himself be the body and defend the tower.
Yeah, be a presence on the map, anything, right?
Yeah. Like right now, I feel he's just playing a little bit too selfish. Actually, not a little bit, way too selfish, you know? More, it's all about his own game. And his teammates are suffering because of that.
A decent spell still here on the scatter blast. We'll see if it'll result in a kill. Snaking with the bulldoze active. It's not tanky enough to live in that particular occasion. Taken down by TSM. Kill goes to Ari as he finally hits level 6.
Yeah, look at the tip. It's like, well, are you ever gonna play the game, you know? Like the Timber in the end also cancelled his CP, so he decided not to come down because he felt like he doesn't need to. Because the thing with his positioning on the map, right? I feel like this area that he's taking right now can be given just to the Medusa, because the Medusa is always getting pressured by the opposing team, especially the
Kill
Enigma.
Kasane? With Skinner rotating on through it, it's definitely realistic here. He has Song of the Siren, so a TP away is not an option for him. Timber Chain at the ready, just got the Belt of Strength delivered. I don't know if it'll make him tanky enough. Charge is incoming, supports TP into the Tier 1 tower from the side of TSM, but they're not going to be here in time. Winter Scatterblast from 9 at the ready, blows him into the wind.
Yeah, they have just taken out your top net worth hero. This is not looking good right now for TSM. They have global right now, so maybe they have to try to smoke up with the Storm soon. Just try to make a play and get a pick off. I think that's the best thing they can do right now. If they just continue the game like this without doing anything and just hoping that the Dusa will somehow find enough farm, I'm afraid that's not going to happen. They have to try to go for pickoffs.
Especially with the amount of farm and space that Skitter has, he's basically playing a PvE game.
Stealing Ancients in front of the Medusa. This is not possible. Get this guy out of here, you know? He's not allowed to just look at your carry farming Ancients and steal it in front of his face.
Yeah, they might have a little bit of a scrap down bottom as well. As the Invis rune being put to good use. Oh no, they still have the Centaur Conqueror stun, setting up for Snaking. Charge on in, there's the Global Silence to try and counter-initiate. Bryle trying to fight through this one. Somebody takes, and that's 600 gold into his pocket. Thank you very much. Let's see what else TSM can try and get from here. They still have that Stolen Sky. Give the Twin Gate, activates the Song of the Siren. That'll give enough time to his team to retreat. As Roshan chasing our way through the Twin Gate as they're both out of here.
Yeah, very, very nice move there by Skitter. Just coming by to save his team. I think this is really something that the carries are all very accustomed to do right now. Even though you're farming, you feel like you can't really do much in the team fights. If you see an opportunity to use Song to save your teammates, I think you should always take it.
Okay, Ari, I think he's gotten a bit too aggressive, although Kasane is nearby. They're looking for a back-to-back kill here on a 9. That'd be big. This time there's no Song to bail him out either. Kasane, oh man, he's finally, you know, he's wet the chakram, I suppose. There's finally some blood on that thing, and now he is eager to start showing off his strength. He's had enough time farming here, Winter. Or is it still garbage time? I guess is it garbage time for him? If he's just clearing creeps? Does it have a purpose?
I think he's kind of pushing the wave, you know. Like I wouldn't say it's garbage time. It's just that he could be doing something more. And right now, Val, that's a much needed pickoff for him.
Kill on the Snaking. It even goes the bounty for Timato, and that is now going to be the Mantis style finish.
I see 33 hitting the tower. You know, I just can't. I don't see like why the Timber is not defending this tower. You know, he has to be the one standing in front. The tower's going down. Look at the tier 2. How is this possible?
Got a wagon and the Eidolon's there.
He's soloing the tier 2 just like that.
I mean, this is 33 with the helm too, Creep Winter. Is this your first time seeing the Ancient Black Dragon?
Yeah, but why is nobody defending? Why is the Timber not defending the tower?
There's a charge coming. Timber did go through the Twin Gate, and I think he's going right back, Winter, as is Whitemon. Maybe they can actually try and catch Skitter here? This could be a play. Mirror image is utilized. White Mon as well, taking the Watcher. Get a bit more vision. Kasane, he's going to show on the wave, though. I think that'll ruin any sort of chance and any opportunity for a kill. I mean, tower's defended for now. 33. He'll be back at it shortly, though. He's going to drop back, farm a couple of Ancients.
And here comes Tundra. They're going to reclaim the top area. Kasane,
yeah, they might even get Kasane. They did miss on the War Song from the Center Conqueror. Kisses committed. Global Silence will cancel those kisses as well. But it does mean now the potential of a black hole is real for the next 2 minutes. Kasane will live. See now what Tundra are going to do with the use of that big spell. Maybe Roche? Maybe... No, I don't think they can Roche yet. They don't have a Solar Crest, right?
No.
No, I don't think they can.
But they're gonna be very happy farming the map in Tundra fashion. Look at the map, everybody's in one corner, a designated section. He's gonna be pushing the lane, and even though they defended the tier 2 bot, look at how much HP he lost. So the next time 33 gets a chance to push the lane again, the tower's definitely going down. It's gonna open up the outpost. The jungle's gonna be taken over.
More map control available. Rival's still, I mean, very much trying to ball on a budget. Once it gets level 2 ball lightning, might be a bit easier, but this is what I was getting at when I was like, the Storm Spirit, you don't really have anything to back him up. There's no Coddle, there's no even Pugna to try and be a bit of the gas station for him. He's on his own here for the most part. And TSM, Kasane is now up to... Oh, he's got the raised dead. Oh, sorry, he has the Hill Troll Summoner again. I don't think he can really connect on a kill, especially when he's sitting underneath the ward.
Rally!
Wait, TSM going to try and fight this? There's no Blink Dagger on the Enigma. He has, by the way, the Malefice Shard, so really, really wanting to go for the Zoo builds here on the side of 33.
I mean, because he's playing against counters, I think generally when you're Enigma and you're playing against Global, the Rubik, it's good to go for the auras and play more for the push and your creeps,
You still like the BKB that he's going for next item on 33?
I mean, eventually you're gonna need it. I mean, you're Enigma anyway, but how you play the early game will actually decide a lot of what you can do after, and I like how he has played the early game so far.
So far, so good, Kasane. We hit by this Bulldoze creep, 33 in the vicinity. That's Bulldoze stolen. An Orchid now finished here by Skitter. I think they might just go for a push onto this tower. It is very low.
I mean, Storm is gonna be very, very scared of this.
Mass TPs are incoming. They're gonna make the play now. Underneath the ward is Tundra. They might not know about it, but they haven't caught Skitter here. 9 retreating now behind the Song of the Siren, and Skitter will TP away.
Didn't they see the Orchid already with the ops? I think he should have just popped Global there, White Mon. I think he definitely knew that the Naga had the Orchid.
Yeah, and the Song ready again. TSM, they're not backing down yet, though. They're gonna smoke up immediately. Warpath, or on the Warpath they go. They are going to try and head into the triangle. This time, they might find a Skitter without a Song of the Siren targeted me. What are you doing? How many creep waves? He's collected 3 creep waves here. Nice lift there. It's going to cancel the charge in from Snake King. Cookie is still going to connect. Kisses now, but Bryle eager to try and cancel those. Global Silence as well to cover his dive here, and it's working out. Chakram is not ready, though, for Kasane, and 9. He lives Winter on 10 HP. Bryle's going to die. They just barely lacked the reach there. They could have sneezed on him, and 9 would have died.
Universal hero, that extra bracer, the extra stat.
Now the damage, it's overwhelming. Timato, he's going to look to disengage now, utilizing that Stone Gaze, but the damage is done here. Contra Esports, they might even look for more, as Skitter, is not going to be able to connect on that ensnare. Timato showing off the Manta style there just a bit, but the charge is going to be able to connect. Aoi as well, looking for some damage. A bit low on mana now, and out of it is the Medusa, and cleared up by Snake King. Ari, he can only watch as he dies stunned underneath his tier 2 tower. Kasane, I don't think he wants to be here either. Yeah, he's got to TP the hell out.
This is looking awful right now for TSM. They have to try to find a way to enter the game with a team fight, with Smoke, going with the Storm of Global, initiate, and try to win a fight from there. The Medusa is about to hit Butterfly. I think they try to do that when you get Butterfly on Dusa.
Right.
If you don't win a fight with the Butterfly, I think you just straight up lose the game, right? There's no way of coming back. So they have to try one time, I think they have one chance with the Butterfly.
And TSM really close to getting something out of that fight as well, but Tundra, you can't go at them in this, right? Because they just have the human calculator, the Dota human calculator, who is going to assist in the skill down bottom on Kasane. Oh, he knows exactly what you've used, what you have left in the tank, and what you can use to fight. You know, the Stone Gaze there, ultimately the demise of Timato is without that, he just couldn't stop Tundra from chasing him down all the way into his tier 3 tower. And now, without Global Silence, Tundra eager to take down Roche for the first time.
Who is getting the Aegis? I guess you give it to 9. Naga doesn't exactly need it. She's not really in trouble of dying.
I mean, yeah, I think so. You can give it to Aoi, I guess, if you want. He's got himself the Dragon Lance and the Treads. He's starting to be a core.
He is always the core, even if he's playing support. Let's be real.
Is it just his playstyle? Is he like
It's just
Seb?
his playstyle, and he used to be a carry player. Whenever you see a carry player transition to a support role, do you think that he's actually playing support?
When was the last time Aoi was a carry player, though?
A billion years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Aoi will be fine, but Bryle is not. He's just killed off Snaking and Skitter. It is open season against Bryle right now.
Yeah, he has no defensive item against the Orchid, so whenever the Naga catches him, he's just dead, you know?
He's just dead. Yeah, doesn't even have the Sange quite yet. I don't know, not nearly enough money, Winter, for the Sange. Snaking almost has overtaken him here in net worth.
I mean, this Free Breaker support is just so damn fat right now. Base Boot, Drums, Shadow Blade, Extra Wind Base. You have the Occult Bracelet. Just give him a Gossamer Cape, you know? Give him more move speed.
Oh, I'd love a Gossamer Cape, actually. There is a tier 2 neutral item available on that token. I think it just got delivered. We'll see what he gets. He goes for the Bullwhip. I mean, Bullwhip's
nice.
pretty good, too. It's a classic.
Do you agree that you should be able to bullwhip yourself during charge
No.
without cancelling the charge?
No, I don't agree with that.
Why? Quality
Because
of life.
then you could use like phase boots and
I mean, you can use Facebook, you can use Drums. Why can't you use bullwhip?
yeah, I mean, look, I guess I mean, fair enough. Aoi.
Alright, Brow is gonna
Look,
find Aoi.
he's gonna heal us off. That's only a level 2 Nature's Attendance, and now Skitter looking to counter initiate. Will find the ensnare. Snaking immediately on the white one as they want to stop the Global Silence from coming through. 33 threatening now with the black hole.
Oh, the
it's
black
gonna be a
hole!
4-man black hole, Winter. Get ready. On your marks, get set, go. As the black hole on the 4 Bryle, and now with the kisses raining down, just not a chance for TSM to do a single thing. Global's gonna come through, but for what, Winter? All the damage has been done. Bryle is down. Whitemon's down. Ari as well. He just died back. Kasane, he's going to be the 3rd to go. And 4th is Whitemon. With the Scatter Blast just absolutely demolishing Timato there. That's the combo I wanted to see out from Tundra, and they execute on it perfectly to the demise of TSM.
Absolutely perfect execution by Tundra, especially Skeeter. He sees the opportunity to set up for his team and immediately takes it. And it's well played, you know, by Tundra. It's all the small little things, you know, adding up and putting your opponents in a position where they feel like, oh, we have to try something and we have to do this, you know. And they got into a really bad position, and Enigma took full advantage of it.
For real? 33. Hard countered by who? Silence or what? Blink Dagger who? 33. Getting in there. Easily. On that 4-man black hole. And Skitter, I mean, wrapped up like that Riptide, those illusions, those kisses. Not much you could do if you're TSM here. 26k now the net worth lead as Tundra exceed 1k a minute here in terms of their net worth advantage.
They did this without buying a single Midas.
A single Midas.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the team of the tournament so far, you know, Midas everywhere.
yeah. Hand of Midas. For now, though, it's just Tundra executing on a very good draft. They might just have another kill here, by the way. Charge is already incoming. 9 has still a cookie to use. Onto the Eidolon. Snake and connecting beautifully. Bryle is just dead again. His 7th this game. Winter, his 2nd at the hands of Skitter's Orchid. It is difficult, to say the least.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know what can he do. Cut waves, ball lightning, cut waves, TP back waves.
Can't. He dies to snaking. Wrong.
Unplug Snaking's PC.
Whitemon. Oh, Whiteman. Oh, Whiteman. Nah, you're not getting out that easily. Kisses even. I think they've even scouted Timato, who's out of HP. I don't think the Defender's Gate's even going to save him. Snaking has found his man. The charge on the way in. Butterfly or not, Timato, you only have 400 HP. You're not living through this one, as Snaking even finds a bash to finish him off. I'm running out of words here. Help me.
Yeah, Medusa's running out of mana. she needs another 2,000 mana.
I think TSM with a long fuse here, refusing to tap out, but I just don't see a way back into this one for them. Death by 1,000 cuts on the Naga Siren. Death by Orchid as well.
At least the Naga doesn't have a dragon. Was it dragon scale?
That's true. Yeah, that'd be real painful here for. I mean, even more painful for TSM.
Technically, she doesn't really need it because they're already so far ahead. You know? They don't have trouble taking the buildings. And another charge, Brawl.
Look how fast Snaking is.
I found you, Brawl.
He is. It's just there's no chance for Brawl to do anything. Look at this nerdy ward that TSM have missed, that Tundra have put just outside of range. What the hell is that, Owie? That's illegal. You can't put wards there to catch storm spirits. Ugh, disgusting play, honestly. And it's just not gonna stop. 30k here, 5 to 24. There's a charge coming the way now for Silencer. I don't think Snaking's stopping this. I don't think he's scared of anything right now. I mean, all right, he's scared of the high ground.
He got stunned by Enigma.
Look at Kasane. Look at Kasane, self-cookie here to set up the stun. Global Silence, that might not even save him. Snaking finds a bash. He's going to turn with the ultimate now. Telekinesis save out from Ari. Does buy him a little bit more time. Kisses raining down. Ultimately will be wasted here. Global Silence just to save the Timbersaw, and I don't really think Tundra, it's not going to bother them too much. Least of all, Owie.
They also used Stone Gaze on the Dusa just now, so no ultimates available for TSM. And let's see if Tundra just decides. I mean, I feel like Tundra can just do whatever they want.
They can do anything they want.
They're just too far ahead at this point. I mean, our friend 33 is like getting an Aether lens with the Eye of the Vizier, so he has a lot of cast range for his black hole.
He does. Already, it's pretty intense. I guess it might also just be for Malefice, honestly. This ability gets really annoying when you can cast it from long range.
That is actually very, very true. And with the shot, it's so annoying.
It's so annoying. This freaking spell. I think that's kind of the strength of when you go Helm of the Dawn.
Oh, bro.
Enigma.
Oh, no.
No, not again.
Not again.
No, Bryle. Haven't you learned? You can't leave the base. Everything that the light touches is Tundra. You've seen Lion King. Get ready for Deer King, for Bambi Queen. It's Tundra. He's not afraid to show off all of his damage. Are we still buying blood grenades, by the way? Can we just, like, mention that? Got 3 blood grenades. Why? Come on, man.
It's 150 HP for one
Yeah, I
slot.
agree. He's got the 10 strength. He's also got the Wraith Band. Look, I love the build. Don't get me wrong. I love the dedication, but it's just funny. That's all.
It's not funny. It is efficient. Tundra is one of the most efficient teams around. You do not disrespect their blood grenades.
No, you do not. And you don't get to live very long if you're Bryle because, I mean, he's 1-9, but Skitter has a most oppressive item coming his way. Not only is he going to have the Orchid to basically guarantee the kill against Bryle, but now, I mean, his way is going to be the Scythe of Vice, as Ari is going to be able to get a good steal there. Snaking, though, with the Bulldoze, easily able to disengage. Oh, my goodness, 9. He's already up to level 20, and with that Crystallis alone, he's really threatening to start taking over this game as well. An additional core online for Tundra, up 34k, 31 minutes in.
I mean, TSM can only sit at home and hope for the best.
Poor Whitemon has 2,300 net worth. I mean, and not to mention...
Oh, wait, he has no +2?
He has no +2. These blood grenades... Hold on, let me calculate his consumable net worth. What is the blood grenades are 65 gold each, so that's 130, plus the sentries, another 50, 180, plus the 2 dusts, another 180, right? 160. So he's got like 400 gold. He's like 2K net worth
Middle tower
after
is under
consumables. This fluffy hat is like basically his entire life savings right now.
And magic wand. The magic wand is more expensive.
Poor guy. And I know he literally exists to be a black hole cancel this game, but really just absolutely nothing for him here.
Yeah, I've been in those games, you know, as silencer.
Oh yeah,
Against Naga.
I mean, truly I can commiserate as well, but it's not a game for him to remember. A game for Whitemon to forget here, to be certain. TSM gonna try and make the right move here, which is contest Roche. It's probably their only shot back in this game. See if they can catch Tundra unaware. For now, Roche not even up quite yet. A longer timer here. It's Tundra instead preempting or expecting this move. Going to be the ones to go on in.
middle tower is under attack.
Charge in, snaking. He's already found his man, Bryle. Zip-zapping and TPing away, wasting no time. Kasane as well. TSM, man, just, I mean, rightfully so. No confidence in staying in this area at all. They just know that they are completely outmatched right now. If they can't get the perfect pickoff to start a fight, there just is no fight for them.
I mean, who can they even kill? Like say in best case scenario, they ball line in, they pop global, who can they kill?
Aoi, they can kill Aoi.
Are you sure they can kill Aoi?
I have no doubts that they can kill Aoi.
2k HP, if he gets the R button off, good luck.
I don't think he gets
the E button.
I don't think he gets the E. If you pop global to kill Aoi, he doesn't get the E button off. That's what you do. You just have to take down Aoi, and the rest of Tundra, you know, will falter. Maybe what TSM can do is they could hook up the TeamSpeak, so every time they global silence, Tundra's team comms are also silenced. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
Oh, all right. There's the side device. Skitter. Okay, a little bit of miscommunication there. I'm not sure how much of an opening it is, but at least. Oh my goodness. Snaking just charging through the fight. Absolutely no regard. Didn't take his shoes off on the way in either, Winter. Absolutely dirtying the carpet. The ensnare will be reflected onto Skitter, but Kasane going down to Aoi, who has a BKB. Yeah, good luck killing him. No way he's going down. Kasane might just die to kisses. Receives the telekinesis save out from Ari, as TSM all huddled up in their fountain, thinking about what they can do to stop this game. I mean, really nothing you can do. GG is the only thing you can do now. Snaking finds the charge onto Ari. Bryle doing what he can here. Timato able to get off the Stone Gaze. Will prevent his death for now, but the Song of the Siren is out. Timato, he's been stunned for a while now, and we'll take this opportunity to disengage, but it's Kasane who's going to be in trouble. Hex is reflected by the Lotus, as Kasane just cannot escape. Receives the telekinesis up to the high ground, being chased down and harassed by the illusions. He is killed off. Bryle, at least he gets the Observer Ward, but it's going to cost his own life. Winter, Bryle is killed off, has the buyback, already 9. He's already taken down Whitemon with the little shredder, and TSM, I mean, shout outs to them for waiting this long. They canceled the black hole at least at the very end, denying 9 his glory, or 33 his glory, but this is a difficult game for them to swallow. Difficult game 1 for them here, Winter. They will fall.
The Timber, man, like he needs to play for his team, you know. I think he just played way too selfish this game. Like he didn't really realize that the game was so bad for the Storm and the Dusa that he actually just needs to sack himself, you know, and just hope that the Dusa and Storm can catch up, you know. That's the way that he was playing. Like I get it, you know, you have a good time, you're ahead in the early game, you just want to keep keep being ahead and keep building on your own items in your own tempo. That is fine in a normal game where your teammates are also having a game. But when they are so far behind, you actually just have to help your team. I just cannot accept it that he decides not to defend the tier 2 and the Enigma he's just there to kill all the towers. Even the tier 1, you know,
of the tower.
when the tier 1 was at half HP, I also felt like he could have just came down and defend the tower, you know. Sure, you're gonna sacrifice some of your farm to do it, but at least you hold the position so your Dusa doesn't get pressured so badly. Because when you lose the tier 1, the enemy team invades the bottom area, the jungle. The Dusa has nowhere to go. And when
especially with 33's jungle build or his zoo build.
Yeah, and
so
when
oppressive.
when the Timber TPs to bottom tier 1, defend the tower. Guess what happens? The Dusa can take the top farm, you know? They switch sides.
And you mess up a team fight like this. I mean, you give Tundra the opportunity to go for one of the more reliable wombo combos in the game, Naga Siren Song into Black Hole. I mean, they're not going to miss their shot here. Absolutely nailing the coffin move right there out from the side of Tundra. TSM. Someone needed to step up. Couldn't really have been the Storm, considering how difficult his start of this game was. Kasane choosing to farm a little bit more, well, the support duo as well will contribute to the downfall of TSM in game number 1 as Tundra, even with Stand and Aoi, are able to claim a victory, a high point, if we will, for Team Tundra Winter. What really impressed you about their game here?
Just a typical Thunder performance, you know, using the auras, taking control of the map. I think all the small little details, how they were pressuring slowly, especially 33. You call him 33, I call him Dirty 3. You know, all the tricks up his sleeves, pressuring the black hole. Like I think he casted black hole once or twice. It wasn't even about the
twice.
Yeah, it wasn't even about the black hole. You know, he's countered by Rubik and Silencer, so he doesn't really want to play for that. But at the same time, you know, just going for the aura build, the helm, and just taking control of the map, I would say he has even more impact than trying to focus on building like a BKB to deal with the global and the Rubik. You know?
Agreed. I mean, hey, I criticize Tundra's 8th pick Enigma, but if you are going to pick it with this purpose and with a defined scope of going for the Zoo build as 33 did, I'll eat my words gladly here. Tundra Esports take game number 1, absolutely steamrolling TSM in 35 minutes. See what we have in store for us in game number 2 as we are about to close out the day for the Riyadh Masters Group Stage day number 4, I believe, here, Winter. Make sure you guys stay tuned. After the break, TSM versus Tundra, game 2. See you then.
الحياة لحن، ولأننا جزء من مقطوعة عظيمة تحركنا، تلمسنا، تصنع من لحظاتنا ذكريات بديعة. لأن الوجبة، التجربة، المغامرة ياتيك بعد جديد في هيلتون الرياض.
All new Honor Magic 5 Pro. Freeze even fleeting emotions in just milliseconds. Take marvelous night shots with lightning-fast exposure. The display reveals more details in bright areas with an astonishingly long battery life that just keeps going. The latest flagship chipset brings you exceptional performance. Unleash the power of magic. Honor Magic 5 Pro.
Welcome back to the, I almost called it the wrong event, the Riyadh Masters here for the group stage. We are, I think, 5 days into this event here already. Winter and the Dota
6.
has not disappointed. Are we really 6? Time flies when
just
there's
kidding.
so many
Just
streams
kidding.
going. Just shut up. You know what, Dota?
No,
Winter,
time flies when you have the right company.
Sometimes, Winter, I have to ask that question to myself many, many times. But I think we have good company here because we have, of course, the reigning TI champs with Aoi 2000, of course, standing in for Snake King. In case you haven't heard the news, of course, Saksa unwell did travel back home to recover. And, of course, we hope for him the best. But with Aoi standing in, Tundra Esports dismantled TSM in Game 1. One of the more oppressive net worth leads I've seen built over the course of a game without an Alchemist, without a Doom even, it was one-sided.
Without a hand of Midas.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
They ban out the Enigma and Naga. They're like, alright guys, we are done with this map pressure, lane shuffling, illusion, creep, dirty tree, Enigma, everything. Okay, everything out of the window. We want to just play a normal game of Dota. Let's go for IO Lash,
I think it's interesting that Tundra decided to ban out the Snapfire. I suppose they see it as a hero that is definitely first pick material. Okay, the Razor immediately. Are they expecting the Wisp Lesh? Is this just a preemptive Razor pick in anticipation of that?
Yeah, I've seen teams do that, against IO Lash, they pick Razor. I'm not entirely sure 100% what's the whole idea behind it. I feel like it might have something to do with Lash. You don't really build armor items, so your ultimate can kill him and rip through him quickly. Same goes for Io. So you just run in, you just face tank everything, and you kill the Lash.
I think even the plasma field is pretty decent against Lash because it's just a wide AoE. You're gonna probably hit him. The move speed slow, especially also affecting the Wisp, might allow you to escape. I could see reason why. They are blitzing through this draft, by the way. This is going pretty fast.
That's a good sign, It means that everything is going according to Keikaku.
Is that what it means now? For TSM and Tundra, both teams sitting at the bottom of the group. I believe now both teams currently sit at 3 and 8. Of course, in the BO2 round robin group stage, it's impossible for teams to end on an odd number. So if TSM do fall again, they'll fall to 3 and 9, with Tundra rising to 4 and 8. Depending on how Shopify series is going versus Talon Esports, might breathe some life into Tundra to allow their tournament run to continue, because the other contestants, Liquid and Secret, are at 5 wins apiece. Just out of reach right now for Tundra Esports. And, there's one last series remaining here. Tundra, their last series is going to be versus Secret, actually, so that could be pretty big for them, depending on how Secret's match goes. And, for TSM, they've got the top dogs in the group with BB Team yet to face off against them. So their chances looking a little bit more bleak here, especially if they are 2-0'd.
Yeah, they have to figure out how they're going to play as a unit, I think that it was really clear that the last game they had a lot of confusion, identity crisis. The Timber wasn't very sure what he's supposed to do that game, where he's supposed to play. And hopefully they have already sorted out their issues and try to pick something that can work well with the Lash. They remove the Lycan. I think Lycan is his best hero, actually, Kasane. So Tundra definitely respects that, removing it out. They banned the Brood out as well, or the Zoo heroes. And normally with Lash, I think you kind of want an aura offlaner, somebody to buy the auras to protect you. Yeah. So
a Lotus buyer as well.
Yeah, you're looking at like some tight Underlord hero, Daxia. Daxia would be nice. You have the vacuum into split up combo.
Techies. How often are we seeing techies these days? I'm curious.
Still
Obviously,
a good hero.
You think he's really fallen off the face of at least the first phase?
He's not first phase, but I think the hero is still good. He has a lot of value. Like the laning is not as imba as before, but he's still pretty good at the laning phase. And in the mid game, you can buy basically all the team items. If your team you have the offlaner that I don't want to buy the team items, useless, then Techies is perfect for that,
Yeah, and as we were saying, the Morphling is perfect for these aura items. It is a 17th pick Morphling here. Anything that stands out to you here, Winter, to punish the Morphling pick? Keep in mind both of your supports already locked in. What are you thinking here?
Mana
Silence.
burn. There's always the illusion heroes, but you are playing against Lash and Darkseer, so maybe not.
Would you consider like an AM carry?
TA or Lina.
Alright.
AM carry is fine too, but the laning phase is weak. I think that's why a lot of teams don't really like to pick the hero,
Yeah.
even though it seems like it's a good hero, like the cause right now, Lash, Darkseer, Morphling. But his laning phase is like, I think, a huge problem,
Oh. Sorry, go ahead. Someone finally picked Anti-Mage. Who picked Anti-Mage? It was LGD, and they won with it.
10 seconds remaining.
Against who?
They won with it against Evil Geniuses.
5 seconds
They
remaining.
paired it with a Snapfire, Tiny Enigma, and an ET. Previously, this hero contested in 23 games, banned 22 times, only picked once. So, kind of curious stat line for that hero. And, well, at least it worked out for Shiro. Into the final banning phase now for Tundra and TSM. Tundra, what are they lacking here? Bit of team fight, I would say. Their lockdown's pretty decent. I mean, this Techie Sven lane's gonna actually really hurt. But I think
They
they
need
still...
a frontline hero. Frontline hero. There's still Beastmaster. Beastmaster is there. There's Brewmaster. I kind of like Brew some games against, especially Io Lash. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
underrated because you can toss the Io when he's relocating, or at least use it to break the tether, or you can just tornado the Lash and ignore him and kill the rest of the hero first. Like the problem with the hero is he's always very valuable in the team fights, but his early game is weak. His laning phase is no good. That's why you don't see a lot of the hero.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Taking a look, some of these counters to the Morphling. What have teams really tried that's not banned out yet? Plenty of bans already.
I mean, if you're talking about mid heroes that can counter Morphling, I think Lina's pretty decent.
Would you consider
Tinker,
a Windrunner in this game? A Diffusal Carrier outruns the Lash.
it's decent, but I wouldn't say it's like super good.
Are we looking for a mid or an offlane? Because TSM, they did ban 2 offlane heroes.
Oh yeah, we're actually looking at offlane because they don't really put 33 on Razor.
Well, Primal's still in the pool, isn't he? That can be problematic because he just always has a waveform to stop your onslaught. But other than that, like, pretty decent damage in the laning phase, isn't it?
Is it a 33 hero? I'm not very sure.
That is a good question, right? Doesn't have any summons, so the answer is not immediately yes. Let me see what they want to go for. 33's been playing some Doom.
Doom, Beastmaster.
I mean, an Underlord, Beastmaster still available.
Maybe
right?
not Underlord. I think Underlord, the lane could be a little bit weaker. Yeah, on the weaker side. I think Doom can be quite okay. Doom can against the Morphling, against the Darkseer, you can Doom the Darkseer. But not so good against the relocate, the Lash.
Against the Lash IO, yeah. Especially because Lash is one of these heroes, like, I casted Bloodstone, I have my ulti toggled on, I'm going to fight, basically. That can be troublesome.
Yeah, whereas for TSM, they're just looking for their secondary support, initiating support. The Spirit Breakers, no Clockwork, no Spirit Breaker, actually, both are banned.
Yeah, banned out.
So
No
still
Bounty Hunter either.
There's still Rubik, right? Rubik's not bad.
Rubik is in the pool. Will they spring for that? No, actually, they're going to take the Primal Beast. That's a curious pick for them.
So that's the support. Primal is the position 4, I guess.
I have to assume.
Primal, Darkseer lane, yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
the 2 run at you heroes.
into a Sven Ench, I guess?
Oh, Ange is actually very good in that lane. You get to
Yeah.
dispel the Ion Shell, you dispel the Surge, and you also can time it right to dispel the Onslaught if you get the timing right with the
That's
enchant.
right. And even so, the move speed slow is going to directly affect the DPS of Trample, effectively having it. So that's a pretty big deal in this lane as well. You have Warcry and, of course, the Stormbolt to disengage. I mean, Sven is definitely going to take a bit of a bruising here, but I think there's a lot that Aoi can do in this lane, especially now that we are seeing more and more level 1 Nature's Attendants on the heal. Might be able to sustain through it. That in mind, though, an offlaner for Tundra. 433 heroes, still, yeah, I mean, the usual suspects banned out. Will it be the Doom? Yep, okay. It'll be the Doom. Didn't really seem like there was a whole lot of other heroes that Tundra had been playing as of late in this tournament. And still definitely has its strength versus the Darkseer and can be very strong against the Morphling. But it is the support Primal Beast that TSM are going to be breaking out.
A little bit on the question mark here on the support Primal Beast in this lane. I feel like he's gonna have a hard time trying to kill in this lane. Like, you need to be able to somehow ambush the Enchantress in a way where she can't really dispel your onslaught. And if you have Iron Shell on you, she's gonna dispel everything, the Iron Shell and the onslaught. So in order for them to be able to get kills, you need to kind of maybe charge from a fog spot so you ensure that they don't see you, and then maybe you can use the vacuum from Darkseer to try to set everything up. So you need level 3, I think, at least, to start to be able to pressure and kill the Ench, because Primal is always the Ench killer. When you get on top of her with the trample, you can always kill her very easily. But at the same time, the Enchantress also has a value against the Primal this game, dispelling the onslaught and obviously the Iron Shell in the lane.
Yeah, I'm wondering how this Doom is also going to play out into the Morphling lane with the techies as well. Like, are they going to be trying to focus onto boot Tomato out of the lane? What kind of build 33 is going to be going for? Like, probably the Midas, I would have to assume. But then if, like, Razor goes for Midas, you're going to have 2 Midases and a Sven on your team into this Io Lesh as well. I don't see the most obvious Vessel buyer either for Tundra, which is going to be a needed consideration into this Lesh. You have other ways of slowing him, at least in disengaging in the fight, and the techies' minds here are going to be really useful when TSM do want to be in their basically mid-game timing, where they want to just kind of run in, smoke, and sweep across the map. Techies' minds will be very useful there. I don't know. I'm not really sure about this. I mean, the way that TSM lost last game, I'm also kind of curious, and normally I don't really like to... I'm not the biggest fan of like diving into the mental states of teams, but like that was a tough loss for them to take. Brian Lever just got to play Dota, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully this game he can play Dota with Iolash. Get some stacks for him, get an early Bloodstone, then keep the ball going. For Tundra, I feel like they don't really have a lot of options to deal with the Lash. If the Lash actually gets a good start, there's a bunch of stack with the IO. Like you said, nobody can buy Vessel, and
Yeah,
the Sven can only deal with the Lash when you get a lot of items. But early game, how are you supposed to deal with the Lash?
Tundra will walk into the Watcher, and they've been revealed. Yeah, that's something I'm also wondering. Maybe there's more to this Razor than we're giving it credit.
Yeah.
A couple of well-placed Dooms, also might be able to make the difference here. I don't expect Timato to be able to fight early on in this game, so it should be a somewhat decent start here for Tundra. Maybe even a 5 versus 4. Considering the heroes that you have at your disposal. Skitter on the Sven hero, definitely someone who can look to contribute to the fights a bit earlier, just on the strength of God's strength. Let's say a lot easier compared to a Morph before he hits his timings. We shall see. As at the Horn, TSM and Tundra about to get settled for runes at 2 apiece. I don't expect any action here.
Yep, indeed, it will be 2 apiece. So the lanes are gonna be IO Morphling against Doom Techies. I think this lane should be quite favorable for Doom Techies. Like, Morphling IO is not the strongest lane. Because the reason I say that is Morphling is very weak in the first 2 waves, right? The first 2 levels as well. So you generally want to have like a Spirit Breaker, Undying for that matter, to be the body for the first 2 minutes of the game, and then you get to your level 3, and then you start to be able to solo the lane much better. And IO morphing is definitely not something that I can foresee doing that. You know? So I feel like Snake King is going to have a fun time poking down the morphing at the start.
Yeah, indeed. I'm most curious at like what Snake King's going to decide to build. Is it going to be the old Guardian Greaves, a couple of auras that we always used to see? That seems fairly strong to me.
Pipe, Grimmer, those items are very good this game.
I also wonder, like, is no one really going to go for the Vessel? Like, certainly they know what an IOLesh does. I mean, it's never a surprise.
And Morphling.
And Morph, yeah. I mean, the item's very valuable here, isn't it? Considering all, not to mention, like, Ahri's one of the is the tankiest hero in the game by strength gain alone. Like, you know, I see a lot of reason for a Vessel this game, but not the best Vessel buyer.
It's not convenient for their heroes to buy. I mean, I guess you can only buy it on, say, like, the supports, because if you really need the item and you don't want to sacrifice the build order for the other core heroes, you get it on the support.
I guess Aoi would probably have to tank it, right?
Yeah, but will he be able to get it at a decent enough timing for the item to be good?
That's a good point. Managed to find a good amount of farm last time around. This time, by the way, he did switch up the build as he's gone for the enchant and then now immediately the impetus, and he's doing some pretty good damage to this primal beast, making a lot of space for Skitter. Again, the big timing in this lane for TSM is on level 3 for the Darkseer. That's second point in Ion Shell, so there's still time for this lane for TSM to turn this one around, but for now, Tundra able to secure the space here very effectively, so they can be happy with their start.
Yeah, interesting to see how Ahri plays it. You know, he has a trample and uproar. He's just constantly running up and just using the uproar to slow the Ench, so the Ench can't really pressure the Darkseer as much. It's very interesting, you know, the way he's approaching this lane.
I mean, it's so far proven to be quite effective. A little bit of a CS difference outbreaking now. 4 denies for Skitter, 8 CS for Kasane, so still able to get his hands on the creep waves and hit him with the karate punch. But these denies are going to eventually start stacking up. And the longer you delay that level 3 from Darkseer, the happier you're going to be. So Ahri again is really just on roar duty.
Raw duty.
Yeah. Go yell at them, Ahri. Go intimidate them. Otherwise, Aoi's just fine here. Healing Lotus does have that Windlace. He's really just roaring at them, to be honest.
I mean, look at Timado. You know, I hate to break it to you. He has only 6 last hits so far. I mean, this is what I was worried about when I saw this lane. IO and Morphing, you know, they're both really weak at the beginning of the laning phase. And it's starting to show right now. Doom is 19-8. Nekis has 1 and 2, so in total they have 10 denies so far at 3 minutes. That
pretty scary start.
A lot of denies.
Bryle's at least he's going toe to toe right now with 9 in the mid lane. So that is something for TSM. You know, a better start now for the mid laner. A couple stacks going his way. The side lanes, yeah, we're starting to really break even, or starting to break through here for the side of Tundra. Whitemon, I don't know if he'll be able to leave the lane that early on either. Mano is going to have a difficult time, to say the least, sustaining here into that Doom.
This is going to be a lot on the shoulders of Brow. You know, if the Morphling is going to have a bad time, he has to try to find a way to help him.
Something's going to have to get done here. Your supports, I mean, maybe Ahri's...
Whitemon.
Yep, Blast Off will connect. A couple of more right clicks. Whitemon sustaining through it for now, but 33 running him down with the Scorched Earth finds the kill. Timado looking for revenge now onto Snake King. Slowed, whoa, massively there by the Sticky Bomb, as he's going to be forced to morph into the Strength. 33, excellent pathing here. Not bothered whatsoever by those trees. Applying that Scorched Earth yet again. Does leave Timado worse for wear, but otherwise still able to see us underneath his tower.
Yeah, he has to wait for the Aya to come back. Oh no, Aya went to refill bottle. Oh my god. Okay.
It's fine. He's a Morphling.
Okay,
look
he's
at
a
that.
Morphling. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
He's
Yeah,
a
I forgot he's a Morphling.
He is the balanced water boy. Doesn't need no IO. He's quite independent here, just on his own. But now that 33 has the ice armor, that is going to be the end of basically harassing with your auto attacks. Even before the Ring of Health here, 33 is going to be very comfortable tanking creeps and easily tanking through this Morphling.
And bot lane.
Ari, he's doing just fine for now. Does take that second point in the trample. This is a pretty nasty combo now that I think about it, right? Trample and Surge, unfortunately, into the Enchantress, right? So Ari should always have that ready to dispel.
Yeah, both the side lanes are going really well for Tundra. Skifter is also having a good time. He has 33 last hits to 13 denies compared to the Dark Set 20 and 2. So he's definitely having a pretty good start mid lane. Brown.
Yeah, there they go. 9 has 2 points here in the static link, but is not going to be able to continue that link long enough to steal too much damage. With Ari rotating on through. Trample trying to keep up here, but 9 a bit too speedy. 3-man stun out from Snake King's blast off puts an end to that attempted kill onto 9. He will be just fine. And look, 33, you nerd. Oh, wait, whose creep is it? That's Owies, you nerd. Sends the Ogre Frost Mage mid as well to help out 9 even that much more.
You would not expect anything less from AUI 2000.
Owies out here. He's just murdering couriers. He just killed 2 in the secret shop. That had a Kasane's Vit booster. That was the Vanguard for Kasane. We'll see if that makes a difference.
I mean, he's having a hard time right now, like contesting the farm. He's always in danger of dying if he doesn't have a Vanguard.
Yep.
Like a stun from Sven with a couple of right clicks with the Ench. Okay, Wisdom Runes, so it should be 1 apiece.
Yeah, no one really able from Tundra to get too aggressive here early on. The Wisp is in the jungle trying to maintain the stacks, but there's a couple of sneaky wards here from Tundra that might allow them to contest. TP is going down bottom here. This one not scouted. We'll see what they can find as the Dark Seer vacuum is going to be able to connect onto 2. Bryle not caught there by that Stormhammer. Doesn't seem like Skitter was ready for that one and will fall to the Lightning Storm. Owie trying his best to heal, but without the point in attendance. Ari able to run him down, pick up the kill. Even dropping a tip onto Bryle, stealing a stack in the process. This is exactly what TSM need.
Just what the doctor ordered for TSM. They have to try to use the Lash to rotate to the side lanes, try to tip the balance. I like it that he's not just focusing on his own farm, he's realizing that the side lanes are not going well, so trying to do what he can with the runes. He's not gonna get the next one, so 9 he's gonna pick up the Invis rune, not the most useful rune for a Razor.
No, not really. Especially when they do have like pretty good Doom top lane did not catch Timato unaware. He did get off the strength gain, so nicely done there on himself with the reaction time. Might still run into some trouble in the trees, but yeah, not with Whitemon TPing on over. He'll be just A-okay.
9
mid lane instead is where 9 is making a dive. Bryle gets off the stun, and it looks like they will just lack the damage with Owie unable to give chase. Blood grenade thrown towards thrown towards Ari as Kasane joining from the bottom lane. 9 will go down. Kasane with the kill on that Ion Shell take, I believe. Now that he's got that Vanguard in tow, he is eager to fight. TSM this time, they're getting the better of Tundra. Look at that. Tomato feeling so good. Snaking, all he did was miss a blast off, and Tomato immediately drops him a tip. They're feeling way better here.
He's not exactly doing really well in terms of net worth, but sure, he feels like he can afford to give him a tip.
Yeah.
Like normally, I'm the guy that I would only tip if I know that I'm gonna win the game for sure.
Nah, see, there's no honor in that. There's no honor in that, Winter. What you tip as you pause right as the ancient's gonna go down,
no,
and then you drop a tip.
Not obviously not.
I mean, come on, you gotta tip now. It's the only way that you get any street cred in Dota.
Why are you giving me shit for that? I'm just a guy who wants to play Dota peacefully, and when the game is certainly over, then I let the enemies know respectfully.
Respectfully by dropping them 50 Dota plus shards, huh? I see how it is. I don't think so, Winter. You got to drop the tip right from the get-go. Use your victory banner. Really just go full out. Bryle is going to be hit now with this static link. Again, only level 2. 9 with some fancy footwork here. Will be able to dodge out the Split Earth as now Snake King going on in. The heals, the reload, not in time. As Whitemon cannot save his ally. Used everything he had. But there just wasn't enough in the tank, and Timado actually rotated over for this as well. He TP'd. I mean, I guess he pushed the wave pretty far, so he's not like missing out on anything too huge, but
Yeah,
he
and
was
he
eager to
has-
try and save his ally.
He has 4 points in wave form. So I think he's more keen to help with the skill book.
Okay.
And he's not really getting the best of the lane, so maybe he just feels like whenever he sees an opportunity to kill, he just wants to move away. Like it's an excuse to move, the TP. And right now the Doom already has ultimate backup, so he's always under a lot of pressure when he's farming under the lane.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can sustain here a bit more effectively, and the Doom is now kind of struggling without any support to give the boot to Timado, especially with that the casual cornucopia, giving a good amount of HP and mana regen here for Timado. He can just afford to sustain constant adaptive strikes, even a couple of waveforms to continue farming his way through these camps. First item, Lincoln's as well, indicates to me that he does want to be present for Bryle's Bloodstone timing. Of course, that's already well on its way, as Whitemon is assisting the Leshrac now take down a triple stack of Ancients. There are 2 heroes top lane now, or the side of Tundra. This might just be a kill onto Ahri. They're going to commit the Doom onto him even. Timado, we'll see if he wants to do anything about this. Might just look for the deny, and will have... No, does not have it, pardon me. 33 gets the kill. Kasane will rotate on over, has the mana now for the vacuum as the Techies Mind's going off. Kasane worse off for wear, especially with 9 in the vicinity. Whitemon and Bryle from behind pick up the kill. Okay, this is exactly what TSM needed. Seems like, oh, will Wisp leave Bryle behind? Indeed he does, in order to give Bryle the most amount of impact early on. Ion Shell, Techie Mine, ooh, will save Snake King. He just gets out of there. Some decent healing. 9, still looking for fights. As is Skitter, but with Timado in the vicinity, does make it really difficult for Tundra to continue fighting this. Really good fight from TSM there.
Yeah, getting a couple of very, very key kills, especially the kill on 33 there. His Doom. Top of the network charge for some time, time to... about time they have to slow him down.
Oh, yeah. And Timado, I mean, he doesn't waste much time. He's straight through the Twin Gate down bottom, farming pretty nicely here with that waveform. He's pretty happy. He's making pretty decent progress on that Lincoln's. And Bryle, happiest of all, he doesn't take a death there. And guess what, Winter? 12 minutes in, Bloodstone is complete.
Next is going to be used for him, so he's going to be allowed to set up kills, and then the IO can play... I guess you can play with maybe the Darkseer or the Morphling, and then the Lash finds somebody you immediately relocate in.
That's true. Maybe even Ahri is able to kick things off now that he does have his level 6. Pulverize, a pretty good way of starting these fights, especially when you can, as you say, reload in and give plenty of support. For now, TSM seem... Well, I mean, they have the IO. You can reload into the fight. Ryle is in full farming mode. Mato seems to be Bing chilling for the most part as well. Perhaps one weakness that Tundra have, especially compared to last game, is that 33 on the Doom doesn't have the most direct tower pressure here. He can exert area control by just kind of standing there, and behind his cores, Skitter and 9 just make it difficult for TSM to engage. But he's no enigma with Helm of the Dom, right? He's not really punching through these towers, and TSM, with the luxury of space, finding good farm.
Ahri managed to cancel the
he's in trouble.
onslaught. Nicely done by
Overeyes.
Aoi.
Ooh, not much going to be done about that, as Bryle able to evade the plasma field, utilizing that move speed from the Wisp.
Yeah, and right now top lane, Tundra pressuring with the skeletons, Aoi.
Okay,
And
I mean that's...
33 has Doom.
Oh, and he will use it. Techie's Minds will go off one by one, but the TPs are incoming. Everyone coming in for this fight here, actually, as Bryle, he's TP'd in himself. Kasane will go down. What will it cost Tundra, however? Ahri leaping on in, has a Pulverize, doesn't really need it for the kill onto 9. That one goes the way of Bryle's easily. Bryle, Bloodstone active, giving chase here as Ahri letting loose now on the Pulverize. That unleashes Timado as well into the Split Earth level 1. Will find a second kill here. A second core, second core drops. I doubted myself there for a second, but TSM looking completely different from game 1. I'm super happy that they came out of the gate swinging here, as we are not going to have the same kind of game that we just had here.
Yeah, everybody is much more clear about what they should be doing. You know, the primal is supposed to be moving around with the lash once Bloodstone's online. You have the Darkseer with the team items. Their roles in the game are very, very defined this
Yep.
game compared to the last game. You know, so everything seems to be looking much more fluid as a team for TSM and for Tundra. They have to try to stem the bleeding. You know, they can't afford to keep just giving away kills like this. They have to try to. I think you play for your BKB timings this game on the Sven, the
Yeah.
tri-core BKB timing.
It
Or
has
maybe
to
at
be,
least
right?
maybe at least 2 on the Sven and the Razor, and Doom can get a BKB later.
I don't see any other way through it, you know? That won't be for a while because Nine's actually going to insist on finishing up the Hurricane Pike here, interestingly enough. We've seen this play before. We'll see how it plays out as Bryle still tanking to do this one. Has no Bloodstone for 18 seconds, but continue to fight through it. Nine, plenty of damage stolen here, but Bryle topped up by Whitemon. Fight is violent, though, and breaking out. TSM beaten back to their side of the river as the Sven. He's in with the God Strength, with the Blink Dagger. Ari sacrificing himself as he will hit them with the Pulverized. Skitter actually not going to be able to chase any further, and Bryle full HP and mana. Bloodstone at the ready. Haste Rune in its last couple of seconds. Might still be looking for any last scraps in this fight. TSM, though, another really good fight out from them.
Space for Timado. He's been able to use it to farm a couple of ways, pressuring the mid tower. It's almost I think he already has his Lincolns, right? Yeah. He already has his Lincolns.
He should, yeah. Lincoln's flying his way. And I think for Tundra that the only way to fight into this is going to be, one, on the vessel timing, and I'm very glad to see Snaking actually purchasing one. Snaking, who is likely to die here, although Ari kind of made a mistake there on the onslaught. Snaking breaking some ankles and will not go down this easily. In fact, they're looking to turn. Aoi doing some damage. Once again, the maxed impetus, not enough for the kill onto Timado here, with Skitter counter-initiating with the blink on in. We'll be able to take down the Dino. But it has to be on the BKBs, right? Snaking now with a couple of earned charges, eager to use one to top himself back up, but nearly at the halfway towards the vessel. And again, no BKB in the quick buy yet for 9. No BKB yet for 33 either, with the only BKB coming soon being Skitters.
Without BKBs, it's going to be very, very difficult to fight into the Lash, the Darkseer Iron Shell. Even the Primal Beast, you know, he does a lot of magical damage. It's going to be very tricky, you know, trying to engage without BKB, especially if you're a Razor, you know. You want to run in, you want to be in the middle of the fight.
But
and
as
I
the
think
Razor,
you're just going to die, you know, without BKB.
Yeah, without BKB, without Pipe to even back you up. There's no big auras here either. Once again, a fight breaking out here. Back wall onto 2 with Snaking jumping in as well. The reload does get Bryle up to safety with the Bloodstone active. Ari, he's going down, but Skitter stuck inside the wall. Bryle right back on top of his man. Skitter looking low, might go down, and indeed does. A 1-for-1 trade heavily favoring the side of TSM as they go looking for more. 9 forced to run here with the big pull. He is able to get out, but TSM with a Sven kill, with an Ancient Stack potentially stolen, with maybe a punish onto a greedy 9. I think they have eyes on him. Bryle, okay, is going to run into the ravine. That leaves then Timado alone to try and get the skill on a 9. Timado, whose Lincoln Sphere is going to prevent him from getting his own damage sap, has the kill onto 9. Nice moves there.
TSM is definitely riding on the momentum of the Lash right now. Bryle's doing a really, really good job closing down on the map, setting up kills for his team. Like Tundra, they have to find some time.
TSM, they're even going to be able to close on a Snaking here by the looks of things. Snay has a ward down, so he knows what's coming. I don't know if he can do much about it, though. Okay, he can do much about it. He's out of there. Reactive Taser's pretty darn good.
Yeah, move speed bonus, you know. About 20%.
Yeah, he is
22%.
speedy. He is speedy.
Yeah, they have to find a way to get to their BKBs, you know. Because they are not getting any auras on the Doom. So they're going to have to rely on the BKBs. And right now, the Darkseer is the one carrying the auras for their team, you know. So TSM definitely has a pretty big advantage when it comes to team fight. This net worth, you know, amount is not accurate, you know, because a lot of it is the Doom and the Midas and everything else. But when it comes to a straight-up battle without BKBs, Tundra's lineup stands very little chance against the Darkseer Lash right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially Lesh just continues to hit power spike after power spike. It's like watching a boxer just land haymaker after haymaker. 9's the one to bottle up the DD rune, actually. Skitter's going to let him have it. Okay. I guess they feel like 9 is the more powerful hero.
I don't know, like, he doesn't have BKB, you know. No matter what, he's gonna die very easily in the team fights. I think he steps foot, he tries to drain, he probably try to drain the Morphling, and one stun from either Primal or Lash, I feel like you're just gonna be full to 0 in 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be difficult here. TSM, again, I mean, this is where the advantage having the techies is, right? It's the smoke detector. And we'll be able to get perhaps Aoi out safely. Mine's going off. Aoi running for his life, bounding on the Bambi, but it's just not going to be fast enough here, frankly, Winter. That heal will do little to nothing as Bryal claims life of Aoi.
Just a support kill, so space. Space for my Sven, says Aoi.
Yeah, Sven, who, by the way, has BKB completed, wants to get that Ogre Axe back for the Echo Saber to reassemble that. Oh, top lane. Was that a relocate? No, yes it was, sorry. With Ahri picking off that kill with the ward. So both supports now down. Okay, Tundra looking to bounce back here. The Doom, they have managed to find Timato. He did get off the strength gain, but with the Sven beating into him, it might be a kill all the same. Whitemon just doesn't have tether for 3 more seconds. They're going to be forced to watch as Skitter runs down Timato with the kill. A big trade now in favor of Tundra. We'll see what more they can look to get. Skitter blinking forward. Stormhammer will be able to find Ahri. Kasane actually surged himself instead of the dinosaur. 9 with DD Rune active, chasing after more. Plasma Field in 2 more seconds, but Kasane is just going to be a bit too speedy there with the surge. Can't quite catch him.
Yeah, that's a good fight. He managed to kill the wall thing. But the ledge is still really, really powerful right now. I think TSM, they have to try to still, you know, continuously leverage on this ledge.
Ooh.
And try to just follow him and set up kills with relocate.
9 with a nice bottled rune here on this haste rune. Again, it's still not going to be on his BKB timing. Finally, that item is next. But 9, now having picked up the Hurricane, has at least an item to break the link-ins of Timato. That's something here. This counts for something.
Yeah, finally they're gonna try to play for the triple BKB timing. I think that's the best power spike that lineup is gonna get for Tundra. And TSM, before that happens, they're gonna still always have the advantage of the overwhelming magic damage. They have to try to realize that and, you know, get as much as possible out of this phase of the game. Like Ahri is smoked, he's smoked alone, he's trying to get the relocate.
Yeah,
But
and it's going to be able to set up.
find snaking.
Yeah, but it's a kill that should lead into the tower. Should lead into the tower, as snaking does take a while to go down. Tower will go down to boot. It's TSM again continuing to make moves. They're actually nearly at this Scotty timing as well here from Timato. I was about to be able to have enough for the second ultimate orb, and then it's just the point booster. This is good stuff from TSM. I mean, 33 is very quickly making his way towards the BKB. I think he actually stopped to finish the Octarine before the BKB. So his timing slightly reset there, but is on his way. And again, Devour Midas, it'll only be a couple of minutes. 9's Haste Rune has timed out. As TSM head towards the Roche pit. Also a Blink Dagger online for Ahri, so we can blink in and look for a couple of pulverizes, right, to kick off the fights.
Yeah, to set up to the relocate gang. It'll be very easy with the dagger. I like the dagger a lot, yeah, or the pyro. And whereas for Tundra, are they ready with their triple BKBs? Not yet.
Smoke on smoke time in here as well. Under Esports, BKBs popped by Skitter, but it's used defensively. Winter to TP Way 9, not a chance. He runs directly into the enemy team, and they were ready for him.
I mean, the triple BKBs is only good when everybody has it. If only one hero has it, and no matter what you pop BKB, you won't be able to fight because the rest of them have to run.
Yep.
Not really sure why Tundra decides to be aggressive there, you know?
Yeah, I'm also a little bit baffled by that as well. I mean, 33 not even anywhere near that fight as he does try and finish up his BKB.
Yeah. They have to just chill and farm right now. Finish their 3 BKBs.
Pretty big, but until then, I mean, Bryal is just absolutely a boss. As Ahri has almost gotten his hands here on a Snake King. Blink Dagger muted for 8 more seconds, and it seems like Snake King with the reactive taser is just too damn zippy. He's out and away. Okay, hold on. In the triangle, though, there might be some action. Kasane, they've gotten a little bit too deep. Oh, 33. They tried to force him into the river. I think it still would have been a kind of a hard catch there, to be honest, given how long Surge lasts. But at least TSM... Wait, hold on. TSM, Winter, they have a ward here. This should at least be a dead Snaking, as he now realizes he's in trouble. Reactive Taser on cooldown here. Did do its job, though, as Timato was disarmed, unable to secure the kill. Okay. Scotty's coming for Timato. Pardon me. Scotty is coming for Timato, though.
Roshan, I think they should try to secure Rosh. Put the Aegis on Lash. And Roshan is definitely something that they have to be thinking about. But right now, Ari is looking for initiation. He's going to blink up. That is onslaught off.
Yeah,
Not
that's
gonna
the
connect.
sheep stick. But Bryle setting up now on to 9. No BKB. Still 2,000 gold away. Skitter is in the vicinity looking for this quick pick onto Whitemon as he did reload in. Snaking as well. Will assist in that with the BKB active. Skitter immune to the back wall, but is going to be forced to TP out with the last couple seconds of the BKB, given Ari already used the pulverize. Nothing to cancel there. Aoi dies in the middle of the fight as well. It's Tundra. I think they're running out of fights here. Again, this 3K net worth lead, as you say, is very deceptive. They're nowhere near that much in control.
I mean, in the team fights, the Sven basically has to see the IO, jump the IO first, take the IO out, and then the Doom can decide to Doom either the Darkseer or the Morphing. I think that's how the fights should start for Tundra. If the IO doesn't get focused down right away before anything happens, I feel like they're gonna eventually run out of damage. You know, the IO is just gonna out heal the damage and keep the Lash alive, and eventually you're just gonna lose your BKB charges and you're gonna lose the fight.
I want to give a nod towards Snaking's item build here, by the way. Kind of showing to me like what kind of a place he got put in this game, right? No mech on him. No Greaves, which you usually see on the techies. Did go for the Urn of Shadows at one point with a lot of gold. I thought he was going to commit into that vessel, but he decides that the right move to make here is going to be into the Pipe of Insight. You know, so I'm not sure if that urn really paid off and what he was expecting it to be. But, you know, just to show, like, kind of the position he got put into. 33, he's a Doom, right? He wants to build these greedy items, this Octarine, Bots, Blink Dagger, right? Finally into BKB for him. What it's done to the supports is make their game a bit more difficult. Aoi, of course, he's just chilling. He's a carry. He's got his Hurricane Pike delivered and the power treads. Maxed impetus. You know, that's what you do.
Yep, and meanwhile, TSM finally has the Rosh, so they have the Aegis on Brow. They should be looking to press forward to siege the high ground anytime soon.
Okay, the TP on out from Bryle as he gives chase with the shielder, and this time Snaking. There's no running from the threat
He's
of
just
Bryle.
trying to waste time. Like the techies and the Ench, you know, they have to try to force TSM to go back, deal with their annoying moves, you know, dragging their creep waves. We're gonna start to see that, I presume, you know, in the
Mine
next
is still
couple of minutes.
so far away, though, from getting his BKB. Skitter, he sees the ward, needs to kill it, and with Echo Saber makes very quick work of it. However, Ari able to find the blink pulverized now onto Aoi. Aoi trying to live a bit longer here, but Bryle blinking forward, and with the split earth is going to be able to assist Timato in the kill, who I think got him with the waveform. Morph's big too now. I feel like, sure, you're going to have this triple BKB timing pretty soon against Bryle, but what do you have against Morphling, Winter?
You have to doom him. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. That might be enough. I mean, 33 has the BKB ready to go. 9, still 900 gold away. And I think with this Aegis, TSM intend to go high ground. Mid might be next, as that is a very precarious position for Skitter to be in. It has a safe path back. It does force a couple of TPs away from TSM. That's burning precious seconds off of this Aegis, though.
Yeah, but still, at what point, you know, like, when you get the triple BKBs, the Morphing has a Skadi, so you can still slow him after the BKB is over. If you don't kill people during the BKB timing, you're still gonna get in trouble, you know. And on top of that, you don't have a hero that buys all the auras. Except for the techies that's struggling to finish his. See what he's changing his mind. He's getting a glimmer now.
Wait, what? He's not finishing the pipe either? He has the pipe recipe.
What the hell? I mean, I guess he's gonna finish the pipe and then get the glimmer. Okay, he's not changing.
Okay,
his
okay,
mind,
okay,
right?
okay, okay. It was just the quick buy looking a little weird. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Really baited me there for a second. I was about to say that would be... I mean, the recipe is 1,400 gold by itself.
But
And
even
there it
right
is.
now, even if you get the pipe, I feel like it doesn't really change much. You know, the cores already have BKB, so they don't really care about the pipe. So the pipe is just to protect the supports, you know, the techies and the edge.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah. I mean, it'll do something. I mean, if anything, right, Tundra have shown during last TI, right, it will kind of reduce the Bloodstone lifesteal, so there is some value there.
Yeah,
it's
that
not
is
gonna,
true. That
It's
is
not
true.
going to be like a game saver, you're right, but it does at least reduce the impact there. No Vessel, the pipe is going to be doing a number here. Bryle with Aegis now for 2 minutes and taking down. Blink is forward onto 9, the 4-stack away in time. 33, Blink, BKB, Doom, all at the ready. He has no tier 2 tower providing vision anymore. And this Morphling, again, a serious issue now. I think he's holding on. Yeah, he's holding on to the Purge creep still. So he can potentially get a Doom onto the Morphling. Not out of the question here.
I mean, it's hard, you know. It's really hard for him to get on the Morphling at this stage.
It's true. But Winter, we're here. We've arrived. There's a pipe. There's 3 BKBs on the side of Tundra Esports. There's a Harpoon and a Chrysalis on Skitter.
Time to go.
You have a
time to
Lincoln's
go.
Break on the Doom, and of course the Doom itself is nearly actually at the Ag Scepter. Halfway there is Snaking. His mines are going to alert him to the presence of invaders, but he's caught by the Yule Scepter. Reactor Taser dispelled. He's going to come back into a world of pain with nothing to soak through those Edict charges. He is healed off. Oh my goodness, Skitter. I thought he was TPing away. He took the Twin Gate. Not sure if Ari knows that Skitter has no TP.
I mean, he's out. He's fine.
Yeah, he's out.
He needs to just keep scaling. Right now, like the name of the game is to try to get as much damage item as you can, and then when you are smoking, you have to try to put the ward in a position where you can defend that ward and take a fight with from there. And ideally, you wait out the Aegis. It's about to time out in 20 seconds.
Yep.
If you want to take a fight, it's about time. They're gonna smoke right now.
Yep. BKB at the ready. Hold on. In trouble is Skitter, though. This is not a fight that Tundra really wanted to start. Not like this, anyway. Last couple seconds of Aegis now expiring here. 7 seconds remaining, but they did get the Doom onto the Morphling. He is still going to be able to make it out easily, though. The reload took him all the way back to the tier 2 tower. So it's just a reset here at the end of the day. TSM better off for wear, though. But, of course, Tundra, with their proximity to the high ground, will be able to top themselves up easily. Skitter is underneath the ward. He might be a target. Has Blink Dagger in 3 seconds. I don't think anyone can quite catch him in that duration, although Ari might give him a go. Ari, who, by the way, has the Ag Scepter. Now the Onslaught's in. That's going to be the Scythe of Vice already out from Bryle. And in trouble is going to be Skitter. The stun on the Deuce. Skitter has no BKB. Staking, doing what he can, but can't do enough. That's 2 dead on the side of Tundra without buyback. They might make it 3. That's 9. He's going to go down 2. 33 running from his life, but he's going to need to run all the way out from this game, as he's taken down, but has buyback. But TSM unleashed into the base. What is going on down here? Is that another kill, potentially? Owie. I mean, I guess it's just Owie, but Bryle is going to actually go back for the kill onto the Ench. In the meantime, though, Timato, he's going for the throne. He's trying to end the game. Owie's going to buy back. That's not going to change much. Tier 4 down. That's the last fortify that Tundra have. 20 seconds left until 9 is back into the game. We'll have BKB by the time he respawns. There's a buyback as well on 33. He also has BKB. Bryle, he's looking for the dieback immediately. Ari as well with the pulverize has the kill. There's no buyback though for Skitter for 30 seconds. He's not even close to it. 33, he's gonna buy back, makes the jump on in, but he's gonna be in some trouble. Does get off that BKB. Snaking, all he can do is really watch. He does at least give the Pipe of Insight buff to his throne. Nine back alive here, has BKB charge ready to go, but 33's already expended his charge, and Timato making very quick work of him. Snaking will be able to stun up onto 3, but 9 getting kited out by Ari. Now the Scythe of Ice onto 33 is the GG. Well played, dropped out from Coach Owie. That's it. Tundra make that. TSM will draw against Tundra 1-1.
I mean, just don't see like how their cores are going to line up together, you know, in this game. They were lacking in so many departments in the early game. No team items until the Takis finishes the pipe. I mean, the Razor doesn't seem like he has a very clear purpose in this game. Like all three cores seem to be like just farming, trying to get to their BKB timings, but they didn't really rush the BKBs. So I feel like if you want to make this kind of draft work, the cores have to be getting the BKBs as soon as possible. Because Nine got his BKB so late, he finished the Hurricane Pike, he got a Yasha, and then only he decides to go BKB.
Yeah.
I think while I was looking at the game, I was like always mentioning about like they can only fight with 3 BKBs, so they can only fight with 3 BKBs. But it seems like they weren't really planning to get the BKBs as soon as possible to fight. It was more about like how they can scale and farm, go to the late game. They feel like they have a very strong late game. That's how I feel now when I watch Tundra play this game. They were not even in a hurry to get to the triple BKB to fight.
No, they weren't. And even when they did finally get the triple BKB online, it still didn't seem like they really had a solution.
It's too late already.
For the morph.
Like when the morph is already so bad with the Lash, I think you need the BKB timings like around 20 minutes, and then you try to take a fight around that, and ideally before the morph has 3 items. Like maybe he has 1 item, he has the Lincolns, whatever. Because the morph didn't start the game.
Well, this is a good Colonel's choice, though, isn't it? As that'll wrap up our series, right? A draw 1-1 for Tundra and TSM, which might condemn them both. We'll have to see tomorrow how the rest of the group stage plays out, and if whether any of those teams can force tiebreakers. I mean, against Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, you wish you can actually buy back, right? You lose to the losers bracket, and then every team has a chance to trade. It's something for a buyback, and you get yourselves back into the winners bracket. You wish.
That'd be funny. Quite an expensive buyback here for the Riyadh Masters, considering that prize pool is $15 million. But we'll see what's in store for us tomorrow. As we do begin to wrap up our day and look at some of the other highlights that we've had. Here's our save of the day, also in this series. I think this is going to be a reload out. Keep your eye out for Bryle, I believe, in this one, as he does manage to evade Skitter with Ari. I thought putting his life on the line. A beautiful relocate out in the nick of time, and then Ari as well managing to escape. This is where TSM really started to flex the strength of this IO Lash.
Yeah, IO Lash with a Darkseer that buys like all the auras, so the Lash just feels really, really powerful. They don't have any answers on the Tundra side in the early game against this Lash. I think the Razor was like kind of like it's a reasonable idea, but if you didn't rush BKB, then I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of the pick against the Lash, because they picked it specifically for the IO and Lash. The draft opened with first pick IO, and then they pick Razor right away. But this is like how Crystallis managed to jump away.
This is why you are a master tier Monkey King. This is why you ban Monkey King against this guy. Look at he doesn't care about no Lucent Beams Eclipse. There's 5 heroes right now. The Benny Hill theme song is playing. Look at this guy. Can't be stopped. Jumping around. I assume he gets away towards the end of that play, but a fun game to watch there. Shopify Rebellion are unable to get their hands there on Crystallis. I think actually still playing on the main channel. They're taking on Team Liquid right now. I mean, we're done here on the D stream, and we'll see if we get to see everyone back tomorrow. If not, thank you guys so much for tuning in throughout the course of the play-ins and the group stage. I think we're pretty much clear to wrap up here, aren't we, Winter?
A little bit sad that Tundra has to has to lose that game in that fashion. I mean, I feel like they've been trying to figure out how to play without Saksa, and sometimes I feel like the games have been a lot more greedier. They've been trying to play this style where they are so focused on like the being efficient on the map, like who's supposed to be playing in what area and how much they can actually get from the map. And I feel like sometimes you just have to understand that that's not the most important thing, because the enemy is also doing the same thing. If you are farming efficiently on the map, the enemy can also be farming efficiently on the map. And what happens if the draft allows the enemy to do that and at the same time scale better or have a sharp timing to end the game, then you shouldn't be doing that. You should be trying to make a better timing with your lineup to actually break the momentum of the enemy team and not just farm, and just try to play the map. I think Tundra just failed to realize that, and they had no chance in that game.
They fall in game number 2, and that wraps us up for the day. I mean, lovely stuff out from TSM, able to draw, but again, might end up actually condemning both teams. We'll see what's in store for us as the group stage does wrap up with a half-day scheduled tomorrow, folks. Like I was saying earlier, that might be it for Winter and I. If you've enjoyed the coverage, you can find us on Twitter at Seek and Strike Dota, at Winter Dota, for feedback and all other sorts of comments. Thanks again for joining us, guys. Tiebreakers, you might see us tomorrow, you might not. If you don't, please enjoy the rest of the tournament as we are getting ready for the playoffs to see who is going to take home the lion's share of that $15 million prize pool and be crowned a legend in the Riyadh Masters 2023 main event. On behalf of Winter, the Observers, the production, and myself, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Be safe, and we'll catch you tomorrow when the Riyadh Masters wraps up its group stage for the 5th and final day. Until then.
Dragging us down, face on the ground, still we saw